Hello. So today we are going to talk about those beautiful INTPs, how they can trust themselves after things slide backwards. So we're going to talk about the signs that they are not trusting themselves, what is going on with their personality type, specifically with INTPs, and most importantly, what do you actually do about this at the end of the day? My name is Amelia Harshfield. I help INTP leader and impact makers find the freedom of being their actual true self so they can go create the impact and change the community, the world around them, or the world as a whole, and letting their ambition follow them in that way. So some of the signs that INTPs are not trusting themselves are they're often reflecting on things that have gone wrong recently. So you might be really focused on all the bad things that have happened, the bad decisions, the things that have not gone well. They might be not really know what to think right now. So they might be thinking thoughts like, I don't know what to think about this, or I don't even know what to do about this. They might be shutting down or withdrawing. So they might not really feel like their real self right now, or they're not really connecting with those around them or their kids or their partner. They just might be real focused on like, I don't know what to do right now. They might be unconfident, unhappy. They might feel lost. They might be totally unsure about their ability as an impact maker, as a leader, as the business owner, even though they've reached certain things before. They're like, well, I'm not there now, and look at all the things that have gone wrong. And that's a really hard place to be, and it can be isolating, and it can feel really confusing, and it can be lost because you're like, I don't know what to do, especially when you don't know what to think and nothing really is guiding you to the next step. So what is going on with your personality type when you stop trusting yourself? And I am pulling that up here. This is the round table model. So this is the round table model for INTPs, and all Myers-Briggs types have a round table model. All Myers-Briggs type have an adult self, they have an inner parent, they have a 10-year-old inner child, and a 3-year-old inner child. Now, what makes an INTP an INTP is that the four cognitive functions, thinking, feeling, sensing, intuition, those lie in a certain order to make INTPs INTPs. So their adult self, which is what makes them feel like them, the part of them that they spend the most time in, is inward facing thinking. And this part's all about what's the data saying, what's making sense, and what is not right about this. So that part is all about understanding things and using data to do that. So it's like, what is the data actually saying? The second most used part is the pioneer. So that is the outward intuition. So this part is all about what solutions are there? What can I find that other people aren't seeing? What creative things are out there that I don't know about yet? What's the next thing that I can learn about this? So it can keep them really excited about learning, really engaged on like, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can learn about this? The third most used part is the 10-year-old inner child. It's very black and white for everybody, but for the INTP, that is the historian. So the historian's all about gathered information which they've experienced before in their past. So they can gather information based on what they've experienced in the past, but particularly in black and white terms. So they might go, oh, this has happened to me. I'm just going to keep having bad experiences, or, oh, look at all the times that I've failed before, or, oh, we better not do that because this decision has always led us down the wrong road. So they're not looking at, oh, look at all the good things that's happening. Usually when INTPs are not trusting themselves, this part of them is saying, oh, everything I'm doing done wrong in the past. So they might be looking at all the bad things that they've done, even though they've been successful before. So they're not saying like, look at what I can do And what have I learned, and how can I use that to help me where I am, even if it's pivoting a little bit, even if it's reminding me like I've done this before, this is not a problem, I can do this again. It might be just focusing on, oh, look at all the things that have gone wrong, and I don't know if I can do that again. So be really careful that your historian part of you is not gathering only bad information on what you are experiencing right now, where you don't trust yourself. Because when it's doing that, it's going to be almost impossible to get out of, because you are not realizing that this historian part of you is speaking up and is saying like, oh, this is all black and white. You're just listening to it and you're believing it, and it's putting you into the situation that you are in now. So look at where you're gathering only bad information and say, is this actually true? Like, what else can you find that might be helpful, or what have I experienced before that is positive? And that can help that part start to gather information from your past, and it might come up with something, be like, oh, this happened really well for me, or oh, this happened really well for me before when I did this. So make sure that historian is engaged in a positive way and also giving you information on what to avoid. So it needs a balance of that. So that can absolutely help INTP start to trust themselves, looking at what have I experienced before that's gone well, and what have I experienced before that has not gone well. So another thing that's happening, and another thing that they need to do is to start gathering more information with the inner parent, because usually when they stop trusting themselves, their adult self, the part of them that feels most like them, the part of them that they spend the most time in, that inward facing thinking, that part usually doesn't know what to think. So it can be shutting down and going like, I don't know what to think, I don't know who to trust, I don't know what to do about this. So it can be withdrawing inward. And what you can do when you're in this situation is start gathering more information. Like I said, by using that 10-year-old inner child to start looking at what has gone well and what has not gone well before in a balanced way, but also engaging this inner parent here, this pioneer and outward intuition, and saying, look, what solutions are there that I haven't tried yet? What options are there that can help me find any kind of solution to this, even if it's just brainstorming? So not taking action on it, but being like, okay, what can I actually do in this situation? And how can I approach this from a different angle? And that can really get that pioneer excited, because it likes to look for solutions. It enjoys doing this anyway. So you might as well help it start to gather information. And that can help you feel more confident. And then you can start making decisions with that information that you're gathering. So instead of, when you don't trust yourself, gathering only bad information, you're like, okay, let me gather balanced information from that historian, 10-year-old inner child down here, and also looking for solutions with this inner parent. And that can help you feel more confident, be more yourself, and start to stand up in a way that it's like, oh no, I believe in myself again, because I'm able to come together and feel more balanced with these 4 parts of me, rather than be lost and confused, and these parts are just kind of pulling themselves apart, and you're like, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I don't know who I am anymore, I don't know what to think. And that's a really hard place to be in general. So coming together will absolutely help you with that. And another challenge that you have is, if you're not real familiar with this work, recognizing what you're doing in all the different places, this historian's popping up, finding different solutions can be really difficult. And it's important for you to know, like for you to actually get out of this, for you to understand and how to get over this once. Because if you get over it once, you can just keep doing it again. Be like, oh, this is what's happening again. This is what I need to do. In order for you to do that and to feel more like yourself, to be confident again, to be the person you want to be for all of those around you, you need to step up to the plate here, and you need to change this, because it's not going to change if you don't do different results. And something you can do differently is to work with me, so you don't have to go at this alone. I have done this several times with myself. I've done this with clients several times. It doesn't take a long time. And at the same time, you are looking out for yourself, because that's what's most important, is you are understanding you're important. You're understanding you have impact on those around you. and you are impacting your ability to be a leader, to help the people that you're wanting to be, all because you are not making, you are keeping yourself in the space. So book a call with me. We'll look at what you can do. We'll look at where you're at and see what solutions you have for your next steps. I only work with people in certain spaces because I sell results rather than sessions. So I do not work with people in a set number of sessions. I work with people for the entirety that they're with this certain challenge. So one challenge, I stay with you until you're done with it. So if you want help totally through this, so where you're not in it anymore, book that call with me. I'm happy to chat with you because the world needs you. And quite frankly, you deserve better than being lost and stuck. So I will see you on the next video.